Good morning, everybody. I'm Mr. Hussein H. Mega. I am a teacher of English. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the conditional sentences. Our lesson is based on the conditional sentences. Okay, class, look at these sentences. Look at these sentences. If I have enough money, I will travel to Mecca. If I won the lottery, I would buy a car. If she had eaten beans, she would have got stomachache. I'm going to read again, class. If I have enough money, I will travel to Mecca. If I won the lottery, I would buy a car. If she had eaten beans, she would have got stomachache. Okay? As I told you at the beginning, we are going to see today the conditional sentences. So at the end of the lesson, you should be able to identify its conditional sentences. 2, to know how to form a conditional sentences, and 3, to use it in your speech correctly. Note, there are basically 3 conditional sentences. There are 3 basic conditional sentences if you want. The 3 basic English conditional sentences are first conditional or conditional type 1. So if you want, you can say first conditional or conditional type 2. Both are the same meaning. Second conditional or conditional type 2. Third conditional or conditional type 3. First of all, we have to understand that each conditional sentence has 2 parts. The if clause or the condition, and the main clause or the result. Example, if it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains, I will stay at home. So here in these sentences or through this sentence, if it rains is the if clause. I will stay at home is the main clause. As I told you, the if clause is called again the condition, and the main clause is called again the result. Okay, it depends on you. So if it rains, I will stay at home. If it rains is the if clause or the condition. I will stay at home is the main clause. If we try to analyze this sentence, we know that, okay, the main clause depends of the if clause. Because here, if I say, if it rains, I will stay at home. The fact that I'm going to stay at home or I will stay at home depends of the raining. If it rains, I will stay at home, okay? So now let's deal with the forms, okay? Let's deal with the form. First conditional or type 1. First conditional or type 1. Or it is also called probable conditional. So here, how to form it? How to form the first conditional or conditional type 1. The verb in the if clause is in the simple present, and the verb in the main clause is in the simple future. I'm going to repeat again, class. The first conditional or type 1, also called probable conditional. In this conditional, the verb in the if clause is in the simple present tense, and the verb in the main clause is in the future. This is the rule. If plus subject plus a verb which is conjugated into the simple present. Now in the main clause, we have the simple future of a verb. So subject plus a verb which is conjugated into the simple future. Okay, class? Examples. If I am a doctor, I will help all the patients. If I am a doctor, I will help all the patients. If she wakes up early, she will get here on time. If she wakes up early, she will get here on time. B, after the first conditional or conditional type 1, we have here the second conditional or conditional type 2. It is here called a real present conditional. So here, the verb in the if clause is in the past tense while the verb in the main clause is in the conditional tense. The verb in the if clause is in the past tense, while the verb in the main clause is in the conditional tense. The rule is as follows. If plus simple past, if plus simple past, this is the if plus simple past, this is the if clause, and would plus simple form of a verb. Okay, so here you have, after the if, you have to conjugate subject plus a verb of your choice, conjugated into the simple past. So here in the main clause you have would plus simple form of a verb. Okay, for illustration we have got some examples here. If I saw him, I will tell him the truth. If I saw him, I will tell him the truth. So here, the conditional, we have if plus the past, the preterite or the past form of to see, which is so, okay, him, I will tell him the truth. And in the main clause, we have would plus the verb tell. So I will tell him the truth. The second example, if he won the lottery, he will buy a house. If he won the lottery, he would buy a house. If she were the teacher, she would help the students. Okay, so this is conditional type 2 or second conditional. Okay, now let's go ahead with the third conditional. Before that, so we have some fact to underline. The second conditional or conditional type 2 is used in different ways. When the supposition, the first one is when the supposition is contrary to non-fact. Okay? When the supposition is contrary to non-fact. Example, if my friend betrayed me, I will leave him for good. So here it is not my wish that my friend will betray me. You see, if my friend betray me, I will leave him for good. Second, if I live near my school, I would, this is the contracted form, I would be in time for school. We also use the conditional type 2 when we don't expect the actions in the if clause to take. We also use the conditional type 2 when we don't expect the action in the if clause to take place. Example, if a thief came into my house at night, I would call the police. If a thief came into my house at night, I would call the police. Okay, so it's not my wish to receive a thief at night. Okay. Second example, if she spoke bad English, everyone would laugh at her. If she spoke bad English, everyone would laugh at her. Okay. Now let's deal with the first conditional or conditional type 3. In this conditional, okay, the verb in the if clause is in the past perfect. Listen carefully. The verb in the if clause is in the past perfect tense, and the verb in the main clause is in the perfect conditional. So the rule is as follows. If plus had plus past perfect, would plus have plus past participle of a verb. If plus had plus past participle, okay. If plus had plus past participle, okay, equals would, it is writing would, but you have to pronounce would. Would plus have plus past participle of a verb. Example, if I had known that you were coming, I would have met you at the airport. If I had known that you were coming, I would have met you at the airport. If we had stopped, the class is early, I would have paid you a visit. If we had stopped, the class is early, I would have paid you a visit. Okay, so this is the first conditional or conditional type 3. Okay, so we have the different rules, we have to use them correctly. We have to apply them and to speak. Okay, okay, now notes. Through the 3 basic conditional sentences, we have to underline the fact that the sentence can start with the if clause or the main clause. and the meaning of the sentence remains the same. Okay? I say, through the three basic conditional sentences, we have to underline the fact that the sentence can start with the if clause or the main clause. It depends on you. And this doesn't change or the meaning of the sentence. This is the reason why it is said the meaning of the sentence remains the same. Example, if it rains today, I will stay at home. If it rains today, I will stay at home. I will stay at home if it rains today. Same meaning, no change, same meaning. Okay? I would fight against corruption. I would fight against corruption if I were the director of this company. I would fight against corruption if I were the director of this company. If I were the director of this company, I would fight against corruption. It is the same thing, no difference. You can start with if clause or the main clause. The sentence have the same meaning. The meaning remains the same. Okay? Now, let's deal with the remarks. Grammatically speaking, class, grammatically speaking, if the sentence is beginning with the if clause, we have to put a comma between the two clauses. Grammatically speaking, if the sentence is beginning with the if clause, we have to put a comma between the two clauses. E.g., if I am rich, I will help the poor people. So here, the sentence is starting with if, okay? So I have, grammatically speaking, this is the way. I have to put a comma between the first, the if clause and the main clause. Okay, this is the reason why I have here, if I am rich, I will help the poor people. I will help the poor people if I'm rich. So when I start with the main clause, there is no comma. Okay. As far as the second conditional is concerned, this is the second remark. The auxiliary to be into the simple past, where is used with all person. Okay. We have to pay attention when we are speaking. So when we want we want to tell a conditional sentence. So we use the auxiliary to be. The auxiliary to be into to be became where for the all person, not for, because when we try to see to be into the simple past, we say I was, you were, he or she was, we were, you were, and they were. But as far as the conditional sentences is concerned, where is used for the all persons. Okay. Example: if she were a teacher, she would help the students. If she were a teacher, she would help the students. I would accept the offer if I were you. I would accept the offer if I were you. So this is the different remark we have to understand through the conditional sentences. Okay, now let's conclude with an exercise for you students. Put the verb in brackets into the correct form. The first sentence is, if I get a good average, I to pass to the higher class. You have to read carefully the text before doing it. If I get a good average, I to pass to the higher class. 2. She would buy a car if she to have money. She would buy a car if she to have money. 3. The teacher would have been sad if they not to pass their exam. They here means the students. 4. If I to be rich, I would travel around the world. If I to be rich, I would travel around the world. And the last sentence, I would been surprised. I would been surprised if he to come yesterday. Okay, so this is some exercises for you. And I'm very glad to present you this lesson. I say goodbye and see you next time if God is willing. Goodbye, class.